Hi, I'm Chanel.
I'm Anne-Marie.
And we are
Sweet 15.
Woo!
And we're actually at the same location this time. We are in New York. The newest of Yorks.
Yeah, and this is our listening podcast party.
Yeah, it's the launch of our podcast. So we have our closest friends and family here. And we're just excited. Everybody's like, we are. But we're excited to share this new chapter of our podcast with everybody. And so we wanted to record a little episode together. Like you're going to say something.
Oh, at the end of our last season, we were talking about transitions, and many of us have transitioned into like new roles into our lives, especially after the pandemic. So we thought it would be a really good kind of topic to kind of speak about with like our closest friends and family to see like how they have changed within the past year, what things they have said goodbye to, and maybe what's new and upcoming.
Should everyone introduce themselves?
Yes, that is important. So to start off, we're gonna start with someone that you probably heard the voice of before, Anita.
Okay, so what am I saying? Just my name?
Yeah, so you can start off.
Should we do like a name and a fun fact?
Yeah,
that's so
a fun fact.
And for Anita, you also say why you left the podcast.
Bro.
Okay, my name is Anita. For those of you who know me from past episodes of past seasons, I have an urge to say my age in my application. You can whatever you want. No, my name is Anita. I used to be on the podcast with these lovely ladies. So I'm, what do I say, giving up my torch? Because I'm not passing the torch, I'm giving up my torch.
You're passing it.
I'm passing the torch. I'm passing the torch to the two of them. I feel like Anne-Marie and Chanel are gonna hear the legacy of the podcast so beautifully and so amazingly. I just feel like I won't be able to invest the amount of time that they're dedicated to investing in it. Also, I'm excited to kind of navigate different things, but I'm still fully supporting and rooting for them to success of the podcast. I think I can miss it all back.
No. She will not be allowed back.
No, but I'm super excited for them and I'm super happy for them, and I love that they're doing this so much.
Anita. Thanks, Anita. Up next, we have Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine. I'm Amber's sister, and
no, you're more than that.
Oh,
let's start over.
Yeah, I'm Christine, and a fun fact is I once got bit by a kangaroo in Australia.
Oh my god!
And then she ate a kangaroo burger to get back at it.
I mean, I wasn't adding that part, but okay.
Hopefully, is it peta?
Yeah. And why are you excited about this episode? Are you excited?
I'm excited because I got to see you guys since the beginning of the podcast, and
true.
I remember how excited and amazing it was, and I'm excited to see like this whole new adventure for you guys.
Christine used to be our videographer.
Oh yeah.
We don't talk about that. True story. Wow. And next we've got Mr. Burger King himself.
Hello everybody, my name is Fabian, based out of Brooklyn. Fun fact, I've never intentionally been to a concert before.
Intentionally?
Yeah, we went to one by accident.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You seriously never been to a concert for a brother city life?
We did. What's the girl that you fell in love with?
Oh.
Is that you? No, it was the singer.
Oh.
But she's married. It's a long story.
Okay, that was very interesting kind of
I'm
setup.
married.
Okay.
Didn't you just go to her other concert?
No.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes, you did. You invited me.
I was also invited.
Oh, wow.
Okay, maybe there you go.
But that's the day of the fact. It's a lie.
And up next, we have Bread.
AKA. Hi everyone, I'm Paris. Yes, like the city. I guess I always have to say that because people have called me Paris.
Is that not your name?
No, it's Paris, and I'm proud to say that it's Paris. Nothing to do with France. Where do I start? How do I know all these people? My family. I guess I'll just move on to the fun fact. I'm from Staten Island.
That's not fun. And it's barely a fact.
I can see it over there.
That's clearly the Staten Island accent.
Take it, we'll take it. Kind of island of the
I really want to do that.
Like a fun fact would have been like I'm in Greek. Like that.
Oh,
That would have been
I thought it's a good island of English.
He owns the island in Greece.
No. Not yet, not yet, not yet.
Aww. And last but not least,
Hello, I'm Kayla. My fun fact is, that's a good question. I'm still in college. I guess that's a fact, and it's fun.
is it fun?
It's almost done, so that's the fun part.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So yes, this is our lovely family and friends, and we're so happy that they're here with us today. So now we're gonna jump into the topic that I brought up earlier, which is like how, like, oh, let me just read it because I'll mess it up. So pretty much, how have you upgraded or transitioned your life? And along with that, what part of yourself did you say goodbye to get to this like new version of yourself? So whoever wants to start can start talking.
So basically, I'm coming up on my last year of schooling. So I think that's such a big transition from this. You know, you always have to go to school from. We've been going to school from kindergarten until whatever age we're at the time. So I think just from my childhood mindset and mentality is shifting now, and just thinking about kind of my future and my purpose. So I think I'm really transitioning into like this new space of being an adult. And a couple things that I've been doing and just trying to learn is kind of like how to manage my money, kind of just looking for influences in my life from family and friends, just to see like, okay, how did these people step into their purpose? So I just guess a new adulthood kind of mentality I've stepped into.
Very similar experience actually. I would say I had really high aspirations and goals throughout college. I really imagined things close to impossible for myself, but I had really high hopes and dreams. And when I started working, I don't want to say I was kind of landed, but I got to see what reality is really like and how there's a lot of work you need to do to get to that point, and how it's also normal to just do the usual, I guess, work, manage your money wisely, and just make logical decisions. Because throughout college, I didn't even think about that with consistency, logic, or being mature. I had none of that running through my head. It's like college.
It's so funny coming from Paris though, because I feel like you're one of the most mature like guys that I know.
I
I
agree.
feel like you have so much like you really take your responsibilities so seriously.
I appreciate
I
that.
feel like every man should be like Paris.
Oh no, don't say no.
Like honestly, me and Amber, we talk about this all the time. Like it's a standard. Like you're like if a guy like he has to be Paris or better.
Like
Yeah,
every mother should raise their son like Paris.
Honestly.
Although I'm not sure. Is your brother the same way? Yeah, not him. Like so you mentioned like you realized that reality was a lot different than you expected it to be. What would you do to change your reality to make it more positive?
More positive. Do things where I get to create more.
Okay.
So in college, I don't want to go into music, but I had a lot of.
It comes up in every episode, no matter how much we try not to.
That goes to say how much it has affected.
Traumatized.
That too. But what I want to say is I was given the platform to be creative. It was just given to me. It was like some keys or like a canvas. It was like, here, paint. We're here now is that I feel like I have to look for that more. And also with work, it gets very repetitive. You feel like you don't have enough time, or you feel like you're too tired to dedicate time elsewhere. So that's what I would do more. I would try to find ways to be more creative. Yeah.
And I know, Anita, you said you felt a similar way, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like kind of like what you're saying, once you leave the realm of like school or being in a structured institution, you kind of have to like paint pieces of your life on your own more like specifically. So I feel like outside of work, if I'm not like making enough to hang out with people or making enough to like be a part of something, I can literally just fall into this routine of like wake up, go to work, come home, make dinner, go to bed, and just like it falls into a routine. And I feel like kind of similar to what you're saying, like I wouldn't want the child within me to die once I become an adult. You kind of want it to reshape itself as you're getting older. And that's why I guess to connect back to your transition question is like transitioning myself from this younger, youthful version of like being in college and having these communities that are made for me to like a 25 plus person who creates my own communities and creates my own environments that are like catered to the person that I'm becoming. Which is hard and like I'm still navigating it, but I think there's an exciting part of like having such ownership over your own life in that way.
Yeah, I would agree. I feel like coming out of college, I think my situation was a little more unique. I went like straight into working like a 8 to like 10 job. Like I was working 24/7 and
She's like, how long have I been gone?
no, I was working like 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m.
What?
Yeah,
It's even more illegal.
yeah. So going from that transition from like having a lot more free time and going to a very structured place where you don't have a lot of free time, especially right after the pandemic where it's very much remote and you don't get to interact with people. It's a very different environment and you kind of have to realize like you have to make time for people and reach out about like things that you really want to do.
Do you agree, Fabian?
100%. I think for me it was kind of the opposite in the sense that after graduation and COVID and stuff inside for so long, you kind of want to be outside and to be with your friends and be around people. So it's made me be outside more than I was when I was in college. And
He's outside.
a little bit. Just a little bit.
He's at these concerts he doesn't go to.
But yeah, it's different going from, well, for me specifically, my job is working from home. I don't have to go in person at all if I don't want to. So if I'm not careful, I can end up being home doing nothing all day for like a week straight. And that's not good, for mental, for productivity, for the growth and goals I'm trying to achieve in my job. So it's just more of a responsibility on yourself to manage your time and make sure that you're spending it wisely.
How do you ladies feel?
For transitions and stuff?
Yes, the question you asked everybody else.
I don't know, but I feel like I keep transitioning. I feel like I've been jumping into change like every few months. So I'm really looking forward to having a little bit more stability. So I'm finishing school now. I'm finishing my master's and I'll be starting a full-time job for 4 years. So it's not super stable, but it'll give me at least 1 year to be like, okay, like I know exactly what's happening for the next few months. And then hopefully after that I'll find an actual stable job once it takes a little long within a year. So I think what I really need to work on is like consistency. I can become very like trapped in a box sometimes and I can get lazy. Sometimes I'll procrastinate quite a bit. So I need to really push myself to like follow through with a lot of the goals I set and to really be consistent. So that's what I'm trying to kind of get better at. To become a better version of myself.
Kind of like therapeutic.
What are you doing?
For me, I think physical transitions and even just switching jobs or switching occupations has never really been a problem for me. A lot of the shifts and transitions I need to focus on are very like emotionally focused. I think I can find myself in a position that I want to be in, but I usually can't sustain it long term because I'm not emotionally ready for it or I just don't trust myself enough in those situations. So I think for me, my biggest issue and thing I need to work on for these transitions is just my mental state and knowing that like I have what it takes to be where I want to be or go where I want to go and that I can sustain those things. and I'm worthy of it. I think a lot of times I second guess myself and I'm like, I don't belong in this space. How did I get here? They're going to find me out. I'm going to be a fraud. So I think once I work on feeling like I'm enough and I'm good enough for the things I want, then actual transitions I need to sustain, I can.
After seeing Barbie, I feel like quite a few people have this problem with like not feeling like they're enough. And I feel like this keeps coming up quite a bit. And like nowadays you talk about like how our generation is suffering from like a lot of like depression and mental anxiety and I think like all these like issues with like feeling like, oh, like, I'm either not good enough at my job or I'm not good enough to be like to have friends, all these things. Like, do y'all feel like y'all have issues with like feeling like you're enough?
Maybe it's like absolutely not. I can't relate at all.
It's interesting because my diversity partner at my job was kind of talking to me about this recently as well. Because I felt that way when I first got my job because it was an entry level position. Everyone else around me had 10, 20 years of experience, you know, working in tech. And she's like, if you weren't supposed to be here, you wouldn't have been here. She said, yeah, if you were actually like bad at your job, like somewhere you weren't supposed to be, they would fire you.
Yeah.
So clearly, all of us are doing something right, even if we don't feel like it in the moment.
That was deep. So you should have a podcast. But it's funny because I feel like a lot of times other people can tell you something about yourself, but if you don't believe it, and it's not enough.
Yeah.
We could do a quick speed round question. So everyone can go around and say one thing they want to do to upgrade their life before the next year hits. So you have 6 months left. Is it 6 months or 3 months?
Almost 5, because I was on the burn.
Once this airs, it's going to be 4.
Yeah.
Let's say 6 months. So in the next 6 months, what's one thing you're committed to doing to upgrading your life and getting you where you want to go? Speed round question. I popcorn to Christine.
I think like a lot of my issues come from like my self-worth and stuff, so I want to do journaling more.
She journals every night. Like I would walk in and she's like, leave me alone, and I see her journaling.
Yeah, she's trying to read my journal.
I'm not gonna say I haven't. I read it a couple of times. No. I'm really put it back. It's only for my records too, so. Great, so I don't know which one she read.
She was stupid. I was trying to that was 2 years.
I was young.
I think it was 2 years.
And she didn't pay me no mind. Like, she wouldn't spend no time with me.
Okay.
Yeah, she loved you. She literally went to Paris.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, right off.
Go ahead, baby.
I think I would say, honestly, sleeping with early, waking up early.
Okay. That's cool for me too. I'm not sure if I'm going to commit to it, but I know what yours should be.
What's it?
I'm not going to say it.
No, say. It goes back to what we were saying before, but the camera wasn't on. But I would say, you guys missed out on a lot of stuff before. Just making time for my people. I feel like I'm there going to places, but I'm not. I have to start initiating connections. I think with my people. You know.
We can go to Canada.
There you go. But I would say I just need to be around my people more. You know, the people that know me, the people that that open my mind. Like this group of people. And you can lay over. Oh my God. No, but everybody. You just opened my mind so much, you know, you made me consider more things. My horizons are English. I'm not going to disclaimer.
That's why you should do that. Fun fact.
As a preparation.
But yeah, that's what I would say. Just be around my people more and initiate connections more.
Kayla just made the cut though.
I guess I'll go. I would say similar to Paris, just putting myself out there and really just like making new connections and just building relationships with people that just make you feel good and you can have you can just talk about anything, you can bounce off each other, just good conversation and stuff.
Oh wow, that's just fun.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, because I feel like you're not like a people person.
Exactly.
That's how she's upgrading her life. She's gonna become a people
It's
person.
like interesting that you would want to become a people person. I think you love a lot not being a people person.
I do, but I think a lot in this generation, you're told to, do it by yourself. I don't think, and truthfully, that's not how it works. And I feel like I'm just coming into that. And it's like understanding, like, okay, people can help. Like, you can allow help, so.
Okay. That's something.
Oh. I think being more actionable, like I have a lot of things that I want to do and that I know that I could do well, but I get really nervous or caught in my head about executing. So I think that's the transition, is like letting things escape my mind and becoming my reality versus like waiting for the right moment, because there's never the right moment. It's just the moment we do it and you see if it fails or if it succeeds.
All you have is now. The future is not guaranteed.
So talking about that, I want to put this out there. Anita is starting event management business.
Oh
my god! She doesn't know it yet. But if you have an event coming up, please tell me the details below.
She actually planned our whole podcast release party today.
We in her apartment as well.
We hijacked her apartment.
No, they're welcome here. My home is their home.
But we're so grateful for you, honestly. We're fun.
We really are.
Yeah.
It means so much to have everybody here today. It was a really good chat. Better than I expected.
Yeah, as Paris have said, we have great people.
We really do. If you're not a great person, we don't got you.
Shout out to you guys for hosting as well.
Yeah, and with that, we usually end off these podcasts with like a short sentence from my boyfriend.
No.
She likes to call him Chad.
No, Chad. So how he wants us to end off these podcasts is like you take a deep breath and then we'll come up with something random, okay?
You say the first thing that comes to your head. Everybody says it at once.
Yeah, really loudly.
I know, this is what Chad wants us to do. I don't know why they're still dating.
Okay.
Alright.
So everyone, take a deep
Deep
breath and
TV.
Drink a glass of wine.
Okay, we're done. Take a deep breath and
Pizza.
Potatoes.
okay, that's it.
Alright.
Oh,
That's all.
2:15 out.
The recording has stopped.